Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. It's Fly Eagles Fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Welcome back to the Philly Shakedown podcast. Joey Shakes, what is going on, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, dude.
It
feels like it's been like a year, probably more than that, and we're finally back, and we have a whole lot to talk about. Someone said in this chat, this was season 6. I don't think this is season
6.
Yeah, how many? I mean, remember we used to count the episodes of the Shakedowns, and then we totally
just got lost. I thought this was season 4.
Yeah, it might be season 4. You might be right. Yeah,
and I think it's season 4 only because I used last year the beginning. I used season 3 of the Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah,
and then I used season 4 in the thumbnail this year.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, because we both love the show, you know.
Right.
So what's going on, E-Money, Twitch? What's up? Logan Motorsports, Philly Flyover, MB. What's going on, Antonio Holmes? What's up, Donnie Ford, Daniel, JJ Rock Philly, Fahim Major Payne, Mark, Mike, Jeffrey, Robert, Go Birds, Punjab, anybody I missed, James, Lacey, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Woogie, El Yappa, Mark, what's going on? I'm a rat. What's up? Don't tell everybody you're a rat. Jason, what's up? You're just too easy, not me. But thank you guys for being here. Erie, Fly Parks, Bald Eagle. And anybody that I missed, I apologize. Yeah, it's been crazy. I really tried to just this last month try to just get away from it as much as possible because just sometimes with the channel you just get so many things you get behind on in life with work and then the channel and all this. So I just was doing a video every other day because there wasn't much to talk about, and I don't think I streamed at all. I think my last stream was literally. Yeah. When we streamed our last show. So
yeah, it's one of those things too where we take a long break, and obviously what happened last season and we and then the off season was exciting. So I mean, it's nice to take a break, recharge the batteries, get back into it, and good to go, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Leon Banks, I'm for 7 months since Trump Vance 2024 season 4 of Philly Shakedown. You know it, my man. Thank you so much.
Thanks
for your support. Bald Eagle, thank you for super chat. Season 9,734, like Jerry's birthday. If I'm 9,734, I'm damn young looking. I look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's all good. I think it's season 4. But man, we are the on the eve of the players reporting for camp. Mm-hmm. They report tomorrow. I think first practice will be Wednesday, and we wanted to come back and have kind of like a camp preview because I think this is going to be one of the most interesting camps that we have seen in a long time. There are just so many dynamics at work here. There are so many guys that are young, that are interesting, that I really can't wait to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it really starts out with the coaching staff and obviously all the reports between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and, whether it's a progress and work in progress type relationship, quote unquote, we've been hearing and seeing where they take this roster, because really the weak point to this team has been the coaching staff, and only talent can take you so far, and to see if they put these guys in the right positions to be successful and win football games this year. So we're really looking at them first before anything else, and then getting into all the moves that Howie did do and put together for this offseason.
Yeah, exactly. Philly also said, "Ayo, what's up? Good, what's good, fellas? Welcome. What's going on, my man? Good to see you." Ty Eagles Fly, member for 33 months. Thank you for your support, my man. He goes, "What up, guys? Fly Eagles Fly. Let the Rooks play." Yeah, well, that's going to be it's going to be interesting Mysterious speculation. A member for 49 months. I want to pound Joey. You said pound. Haha. Yeah, you got me. I just said pound.
What?
Welcome back, boys. Ready for news? He got me. I didn't say hashtag Joey. I said pound because I always, us old people call that pound. Remember back in the, you probably don't remember, but, back in the day when they had pagers, it was pound. So, now it's hashtag. I can never call it hashtag. It just never works, Bonzology, what's going on with me? He goes, health and D holds up, we go deep. Listen, I'm very optimistic about this team. I think this team wins between 12 and 14 games. I've been saying it. I'm going to stick with that. I do. I think that this team is going to be much better. But I think a lot of it, like you said, has to do with Sirianni because – the report that just came out right before camp, a few days ago, last week, I think that was the most accurate thing that has been said about Nick Sirianni. I think it was his offense. I think he was clearly involved in it, and I think that's where there was a problem. If he takes a step back, I think it'll be a lot different,
Oh, we heard it from Devontae Smith's celebrity softball game where he said it's, for Nick to take a step back and kind of, be on the outside circle looking in. And then hearing even from Diana Rossini a couple of days ago, which we already knew that it was Nick's game plan last year. And then hearing like Brian Johnson was just just nothing, just standing with a clipboard in his hand really all year last year. No one to take over the play calling because there was no experience around Nick. So you took nothing from Shane Steichen's playbook. You really didn't do much of anything. So a lot of changes were made this offseason, not even between the coordinators, but the assistant coaches too. So I think Nick is taking definitely a back seat beyond.
Yeah. Mike Dunn said, it's her season. Let's go. I'm moving to Philly next year. Can't wait, man. Congratulations, man. Johnny says, hey, I'm just wondering, are we going to have a head coach the whole year, or is it going to be see you later, alligator? I'll say this. I think if the Eagles come out 2-4, I think he's gone. I don't think he has a big leash. And so Sirianni, if the Eagles don't start good, I do think that's a problem. Because I think Kellen Moore was a guy that they almost hired over Nick Sirianni, and they will replace him with Kellen Moore. So, yeah, I think that's a possibility. I don't think the Eagles start slow. Well, I'm going to admit, I fully am worried about that Green Bay game. I think that's a tough game, a tough spot. But I still think they win 12 to 14 games when it's all said and done.
Oh, I mean, the first game is always a toss-up game too. It's the first game of the season, so teams that normally are supposed to win against weaker opponents, usually lose those games. It's always a toss-up because it's just quote unquote it's the first game. So we were kind of fooled last year. We were like week 2, week 3, week 4, and the offense was just not really revving in any way. And we said, we need to give Brian Johnson just a little bit more time. But then obviously finding out the news later on.
Don't you think it's messed up, though, that if this was all on Nick Sirianni, that Brian Johnson took the fall? Why did we fire him? I'm not saying we should have kept. I don't know, but why? But why is he getting blamed?
Is Brian Johnson the quarterback coach for Washington?
He's something. I don't know.
He's not a coordinator. Am I correct?
I don't know.
I don't think he's a coordinator, but that's the whole thing, though. If the Eagles were, they got the 10-1 and they fell apart, why didn't Brian Johnson get as much interest for a coordinator job? Because I felt like the whole league knew what was going on and how the Eagles were running things over there with Nick's game plan that we found out from Dave Spadaro taking questions from Eagle fans middle of the season. And it's just, at this point, he's got to take a step back. He needs to know when he's not good at something and just be known for it and just step back. And I think that's what they did this year. And on top of everything else, Kellen Moore, not only he's got a close relationship with Jalen Hurts now, he's not only making 95% of this offense brand new, but he's actually talking to Jalen Hurts saying, hey, what worked for you last year that I could put into this offense for this year? We need, at least he's getting feedback from his quarterback of what really did work last year that will help him out. But this is tough, man. You're putting in a brand new offense. I mean, you need guys healthy for this offseason program. You're putting in a brand new offense, and that's not an easy thing to do. And the players seem excited. They seem happy. They seem like Kellen Moore knows what he's doing. So I think there's a lot of positivity in the air right now. It's really just getting through training camp, see what we have, and seeing if they can score 30-plus points a game and be dominating this year. So
now let me ask you a couple of questions about training camp and preseason. Does this team play their starters during preseason? Do you think they need to play them more? I personally do.
No, they do.
I don't think they should be sitting their starters.
No, you're not going to do 4 plays and call it a day. I mean, you have to at least play, a couple series to like a half. I mean, I would have a dress rehearsal game. And obviously if things get a little crazy and Hurts is getting hit too much or some crazy stuff happens, just take them out. You know what I mean? You don't want to risk anything, but they got to gel, man, especially with a new offense yet again. A brand new, installed offense. They have to gel together and they have to play together. There's no way they could take breaks. Obviously some of the veteran guys, maybe some of the veteran guys like Lane won't play like crazy, give some other guys opportunities. So I get that, but no, they need to play. There's no doubt.
Yeah. No. VJ says, "What up, gang? Shakedown's back. Super Bowl or bust." Yeah, man. Exactly. Agreed. Michael Candelora, is that you or me?
That's you, I think.
Welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Thank you for joining, man. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Appreciate you. So as we go into camp, of course, the questions with Nick and Jalen Hurts is going to be, probably front and center. One of the things on the other side of the ball that's going to be front and center is James Bradberry. I think this is James Bradberry watch. I think the Eagles are trading Bradberry. I think they're going to come in. You're going to hear about how great he is, and I think they're going to end up trying to trade him before the season starts. And I hope that they do because that whole secondary, especially the corner situation, it's so deep, and it's going to be the most interesting preseason to watch with them. The
Eagles are in a really special situation right now at that position. And I felt like even this year, they've put a lot more focus in the secondary than they have done the defensive line. And that's a great thing. And Isaiah Rodgers doing well at minicamp. And, obviously take everything with a grain of salt because it's not in full pads yet. They will in a couple of days. But, now Isaiah Rodgers is a quality starting cornerback. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you keep Bradberry on this roster, that means one of our young corners is going to go to another team. And then the worst nightmare we're going to have is letting go of a guy that's going to produce well for another team. I think Eli Ricks has had some starting quality. He's had some starting reps last year. I thought Keely Ring, and you have to think about next year with Slay, after this year with maybe Slay leaving. So you need to find out who your number 2 is going to be. Obviously, Keely Ringo could be a candidate of that. And at this point with Quinyon Mitchell, he's a first-round pick. What do you do here? I can't really believe that James Bradberry is going to play safety this year. All the reports of him playing safety, all that BS. Either they really want to put him at another position or they have no trust in him playing corner. We don't know what we don't know what Fangio thinks of him. We don't know any, behind the scenes of what's going on, but there's, if Bradberry's not a part of your future, take the $10.5 million cap hit, whatever, and free up the $1.2 million. If you have to take a swing at it, extend him for a couple of years and then get rid of him and then split up that dead cap for a few years, whatever you want to do. But that's the big question, man. It's the big question.
Yeah. It's gonna be a really, really interesting question, and the whole battle is going to be insane because I don't think moving Bradberry to safety is going to work. But I do think they're going to have to give him reps at corner. They're going to have to build him up, and then it's where do you fit Isaiah Rodgers in? Where do you fit Quinyon in? How do those guys get playing time? It's going to be interesting to watch. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I agree.
King of Kings says, member for 18 months, thanks. I'm going to take 500. The Kelly Green shirts I bought are amazing. Awesome, man. Glad that you like it, man. A lot more coming out soon, so stay tuned. Dre Diesel, thank you for a super chat. Hey, what's going on with my favorite scumbags? What's up, man? I hope such memes has been good to you guys. What's that position you can't wait to watch in training camp? To me, it's the 2 biggest positions that I really there's 3. I'll give you 3 positions that I'm most excited to watch. One, the battle at the corner that we just talked about. The second is going to be the slot wide receiver. I want to see how that plays out because I believe that Nia Smith is going to start, fifth on the depth chart, fourth, and I think he rises up and ends up as a starter. I think he's going to be the first rookie to start. And then I think the edge rusher, I'm really curious what kind of production we get from Bryce Huff, Nolan Smith. Do the Eagles go into camp and let's say they go to preseason, if they don't feel they're getting what they want from those guys, do they pull a move like for a Matt Judon or somebody like that? Because to me, that's a very up in the air position. They got young guys that have a lot of upside, but they got to go produce. Those are my three most interesting positions.
Yeah, I probably agree with you because wide receiver 3 is going to be interesting. Nia Smith, I probably agree with that. I feel like he is a track star at that position, that perfect size. I think his speed's great. He's tough. He catches in traffic really well. I think, you're going to have an upgrade there. I'm actually really excited to see what John Ross could do in his story going to training camp and how they're going to use him if he's going to make this roster. How are they going to use him as like a third down receiver? Is he going to play special teams? Like how much is he actually going to do? I'm excited for right guard. Probably it's not the sexy position everybody loves, but Mekhi Becton is going to be an interesting story because you have a first round talent now under Jeff Stoutland, that's Stoutland and to see what he's going to do is exciting.
I think he's going to win the starting guard spot. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to be a stud with Stoutland. Rick says, I think we can still do the Philly shove. What do you say? Yeah, I think they still do the Philly shove. Look, even if like, let's say, I don't know, they lost like 10% of what they had because Kelsey, it's still, you're talking like in the 80 percentile of conversion. I don't think it's going to be a problem at all.
Mm-mm.
King of Kings, every super takers. What's up with Simmons? Are we getting him? Well, that's an interesting name that I wanted to talk about because there were reports, that came out yesterday that Sidney Brown's starting on the PUP list, which I don't know why people are surprised by this.
Yeah, right.
The guy got hurt in November. Of course he's not going to be ready. That's why I'm saying like all year, I don't expect anything from Sidney Brown this year. All I expect him to do is get healthy. Just get healthy. That injury takes a whole year to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
So with him hurt, do the Eagles go out and try to get a Justin Simmons? I'll ask you that question. Do you think that's something that they should do or could do?
It really depends on a couple things. Obviously, we just talked about Sidney Brown. I think the next thing is how much trust do they have in Reed Blankenship? The next thing is where are they finally going to put Cooper DeJean in this defense? Is it going to be inside? Is it going to be safety? We don't know at this point. Justin Simmons didn't wait all this time to be a backup. I think he's looking for a certain number. He wants to get paid. It's going to be a one-year deal most likely. And I know he loves Fangio a lot. I know that's a connection that probably would work out for us, but it really depends on just because really without Sidney Brown at safety, like depth-wise for safety, there's really nothing there. But every third-party report that I hear every day is Eagles are looking for bodies. They need safety help. I'm hearing that all the time. I don't know why.
That's all they talk about.
Is this true? Yeah. So really it depends on how they think about Reed Blankenship as a starting safety. Now, he is extended through another year throughout 2025, which is great. And I've already been having fights this offseason again about Reed Blankenship, and everyone thinks he's, the best thing coming in sliced bread. I mean, it's just what it is.
And it will continue because I have the same fight. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes.
My thing is this: if you just put Cooper DeJean at safety and let him get ref safety, then I don't think there's a need to go out and get safety. Let the young kid play. But if you're not, then I would say bring in Justin Simmons. Why not? Because then at times with Reed Blankenship, you can sit CJ Gardner-Johnson in the slot, let him cover that way. But I think not putting Cooper DeJean at safety and just letting him play in the slot, I think it's a mistake.
To what?
I think it's a mistake of not using him correctly. I think you need to use Cooper DeJean at all possible positions you can. He's too versatile.
Yeah, basing off matchups every week, I think they should put him in a specific spot. And obviously, in game, they should be moving him around too. I mean, make adjustments constantly with him. I think, keeping him at one spot, I think is the biggest
want
weakness.
those guys on the field, man.
Yeah,
I want them on the field. Dartmouth says, is Barkley a top 5 running back? Without question.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be a top 3 running back this year. All right, so I got a little friend here. I'll show you. I got a little friend. Yeah, my cat has 3-week-olds. So 3 weeks.
Oh, my God. Cute.
Just starting to walk around. Say hi.
Man, she's small. She's really 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah. They're just starting to move and learn to walk and get coordinated. But I love having kittens, dude. I love having these little mother humpers around.
Don't get too close. Don't get too close.
I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get attached.
Don't get too attached now.
Dre Diesel, thank you for the super chat. He goes, all right, I respect your stance with Becton at guard, but isn't it better to keep him in the kitty at backup tackle? Yeah, I mean, the one thing is they think, well, they said they signed him to be a swing tackle, but just by like his sheer size and the way he's looked, it just seems like having him on the bench would be a waste of his talent. But it really depends on what Stoutland can get out of him. That's the question.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the great thing about it is, like, if you put Becton at guard, and obviously we want to see what Trevor Keegan can do and Dylan McMahon can do and Tyler Steen can do. So these other guys are going to get a lot of reps during training camp, and Jeff Stoutland will know like what he has as backups, or so God forbid, like, knock on wood, if our left tackle goes down for a couple games, Becton can always move to that spot. Becton can always move to the right side for Lane Johnson. If Lane Johnson retires in a couple years and Becton has a good year this year and he retires in a couple years, then Becton can go to right tackle and they could put in Trevor Keegan, or they could put in Tyler Steen or whoever. So Becton has been the backup almost at every position throughout OTAs and minicamp. Besides center, he's pretty much been the leading backup to everybody. So we're going to find out what happens, but I think this is a great situation. Like, we lost Sua Opeta, which he was a big player for us that played both guard spots. And I think Dylan McMahon could be your next Sua Opeta for this team. Backup center is probably the big question. You have Matt Hennessy, obviously, that had some, that's played the position. Dylan McMahon has played that position. So I think there's a nice, when you're a backup in Jeff Stoutland's offensive line, if you're a backup, you have to know more than one position, and obviously you have to play it well. So I think they have a really good group of guys. Trevor Keegan, a national champion, 3-year starter, gave up no sacks last year. So I think they can mix people around. I think they have a good situation. So
yeah. Philly 500 House of Mouse Club. Thank you for the super chat. Greetings from Norway. Just bought us tickets to the Browns, Bengals, and Ravens game. Very cool. 500. Have you been losing weight? You look slimmer but thick too.
What the fuck does that mean?
I actually 5.3 pounds the last time I checked. I probably didn't do any favors because I was at my parents' last week, and with my mom, it's kind of hard not to eat. So, but 5.3 pounds. So nothing to brag about. Phil, I have not got my computer fixed. They want to take it. It's going to be like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, I need my computer.
Just don't buy an Apple product. Just build a PC. Go. Stop with the Apple product.
Build a PC. Dude, I barely know how to turn a computer on. You want me to build one?
It takes higher.
It'll look like an Atari 2600.
You got to know somebody. You got to know somebody that knows how to build PCs. Somebody.
You know how to build. I don't know. Dude, I need to all work together. God. I'm too stupid. But no, I haven't gotten it fixed yet. James, a member for 33 months, says Philly DeJean is a great pick. Next, Harrison Smith. I think he has the potential to be even better than Harrison Smith. Like, if you use him to his ability, like, you let him play. I see DeJean as like I see Quinion Mitchell as like, outside stud shutdown corner. I see Cooper DeJean as the guy that you move around. All right, we need you to go up and play safety this week. Boom, play safety. All right, next week we need you in the slot. All right, we're going to put you one-on-one with a tight end. All right, we're going to put you on the outside. Like, he needs to be a Swiss Army knife. And if they use him like that, I think they're going to have a great pick. I think if you were to, let's say, stick Cooper DeJean on the outside, I just don't think you're getting the good enough use out of him. But James, man, thank you for being a member for 33 months. Appreciate it. Philly Callie's mom, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Thank you. It is good to see you. It has been a while. It seems like, it's really been a while. I don't know. The last month, it always feels like it's a whole another off season. Like, you get the free agency, you get to the draft, and it all kind of is moving pretty quick. And then you get to like June, and it feels like it's a whole nother 6 months.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in like a 4x4 room by myself, just talking about things to myself the last couple of months. So
yeah,
that's what it's.
I know that's what it feels like. Yeah, Twits, member for 15 months. He goes, package business decision, Slay and a pick for JOK. JOK is somebody to watch because apparently the extension negotiations haven't gone that great. I would love JOK on this team, no question about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how far or how bad it is. I just know that initial whatchamacallit hasn't been good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jameson Smith, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, yo, my man, Philly, question for you and Joey. Give me your way too early NFC, AFC championship predictions. Also, your MVP. Also, also FJB. Well, I don't know what that means. What's FJ? You know what that means?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think I know what it means, but I think it'll demonetize us if I say it. Though I agree with it. Okay, way too early NFC AFC championship game. I'll say Eagles. I would say Eagles Packers NFC championship game. AFC
Packers
championship game. I'm going to say Chiefs because I think the Chiefs are going to be Chiefs again. Chiefs versus.
Who else gonna be good?
Who?
I was just thinking.
I don't know. I want to say Baltimore, but I don't want to say Baltimore. But I'll say Baltimore. And MVP, I don't know. Probably Mahomes again. I think Mahomes got weapons this year, and I think he's gonna have a monster year. So that would be my. What about you?
I think the Niners will be up there. I think Niners will have another shot this year to make it back and get our revenge again in the NFC Championship game. I probably agree. I mean, the Baltimore should be really good too, and go against KC, baby. But
Texans are
Texans too. Yeah,
they could be really good. So yeah,
Bears can make a push this year as well. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's just a lot of unknown with a lot of teams that have new pieces now. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, exactly. The Umbrella Man, thank you for the super check. It was 500 laptop broke because it was nastier than your neighbor's PUB search history. No. My computer is not a problem with the memory or anything like that. The problem is the screen. I got this this black line faded and it got bigger and bigger and now it's getting worse and worse.
So you're gonna buy
blurry and shaky.
So you're gonna buy the same laptop that that has that thing going on with the screen. I wouldn't buy the same one.
I'm gonna take it in and get them fix the screen.
Okay, all right.
Well, how much is it gonna cost to fix the screen?
From Apple, who knows?
$99.
A mortgage gonna cause a mortgage, probably.
No, I'm not, dude. I wouldn't even know where to begin with a PC. Yale Bowl, Dave Super Chat, my man goes, I'm afraid of Coach Nick messing up. Discuss. Well, we talked about that earlier. I mean, I think if you're going to have one of the big things that scare me about this team, it is Nick Sirianni. It's Nick Sirianni and what kind of control he decides he wants to interject. Let's say things don't start off very, very smoothly. Will he try to jump in and do stuff? So I do think that is something we have to watch. Absolutely,
Yeah, I agree.
But
I mean,
that does worry me.
how much he's going to be involved when things go down. I mean, I don't know, because for me, it might take a game or two, which I'll have to respect that. I can't go overboard the first 2 weeks of the season, but yeah, if they end up 2-4, it's going to be a major problem. So,
yeah. VJ says Texans have a decent team. As for don't. Oh yeah, they do. They got a running back. They got wide receivers. I mean, they got some. They're going to be good. Dre Diesel, thank you for the super chat again, my man. Because I'm calling now our third jersey, and he'll charge me. I'll be back. Be all black week 1 in Brazil when we ruin Jordan Love's contract extension. Interesting. So you think we're going to wear black in Green Bay, in Brazil? Everybody's worried about that whole thing. I don't think that.
I think it's all BS, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The Eagles are going to wear Kelly green twice this year, which means they're going to wear black once, because you can wear alternate 3 times. So they chose 2 games for Kelly green. That means 1 game they're going to do the black jerseys and black helmet.
Right.
The Umbrella Man, thank you for super chat. Joey's right. Build a legit PC and be done with it. Buy once, cry once. Buy once, cry once. I like that. Dude, I have no idea how to
It's very easy.
how to build a PC, dude.
It's very
I know
easy.
nothing about it. I don't even know what kind of processors. I don't know none of that.
Well, you got to ask somebody. You do call me. I'm here. But your ass want to keep buying Apple stuff. It's all right.
I know. I'm such a nerd. PD said Shakedown Pod is back, baby. Football definitely here. Absolutely. Have you played college football game yet?
I have not. No.
I have to play it, dude. I'm gonna play it, but I haven't yet. Yep. Hey, listen. As long as we win week 1, I'm happy, because that's one of the games I'm scared. Like, if we win that week 1 game, like, we're gonna rip off a bunch of wins in a row. So to me, that game is a tough game, because you're playing a good team at home technically, but you're not home.
No.
And you don't know how the traveling goes or any of that kind of stuff. So I just don't like that game. I don't.
No, same.
Mike says trade Slay and a pick for Brandon Ayuk. Start Mitchell and Rodgers on the outside. I would love to start Quinyon Mitchell and Rodgers. I mean, but I think Ringo's going to be pretty good on the outside also. As far as Ayuk, they would not. They're not good. There's no way in hell the Eagles would do that. There's no way in hell that team is going to go out there and and draft whatchamacallit. I mean, trade for Brandon Ayuk and pay him $20 million.
No, you just extended both. You just extended both your receivers this year. Like, you're not. You know what I mean? I don't know why everyone thinks they needs that massive upgrade at wide receiver 3. Like, you don't need to pay a guy that much money to be like. It's not really hard to find a wide receiver 3. It's really not. I mean, for the Eagles, it has been giving guys too many chances. I don't think Zacchaeus was given enough opportunity, in my opinion, and Quez just couldn't really be counted on the big moments. I mean, that's really was the difference between that. Oh, damn.
Right. Yeah, Umbrella Man. Wow. Thank you, man. Holy crap. Thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, super chat fund for a pre-built PC. Joey set him up.
He don't want to call me. I mean,
Thank you so much, man.
He ignores. I sent him, like, I could be like, I'm having a heart attack, and he ignores my text. Like, he just ignores He ignors all my shit all summer.
Now you sound like my wife. That's what my wife says. I don't answer her texts. My phone is always on mute. I'm like one of those people, like, I don't sit there with my phone. I put my phone down and then I go away from it.
So
it goes off.
A private number called me once, and I know who it was. It was like a couple voicemails I got, and all I heard was a guy yelling at his phone. He's like, "Goddamn Apple products!" I'm like,
was that me?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. It was weird.
Well, it's better than texting you in my sleep.
Oh, God. That was horrible. That was bad.
I've done that a couple times to people. Umbrella Man, thank you so much for super chat. We will take the pre-built PC under consideration. Might just have to do it. Fat Folder, member for 26 months. Thank you so much. He goes, it's good to see you guys back. Apple products suck. I don't disagree.
I don't know. You're like one of those people that's like, I'm going to buy Apple because, you're like some,
I'm not like a Starbucks guy going, "Ooh, let me have a latte frappe with my Apple product."
A Boca
I'm just
Choca.
like, okay, I just know how to push the button, and then it works. The other ones confuse the hell out of me. They just do.
Mm-hmm.
I like it easy. Like, all right, I got my phone, I got my computer, I got my Apple TV, and it all worked. I don't have to do much. I just have to push buttons. That's it. I don't have to use some different thing and some spyware and some. I get too frustrated with that.
All right.
I'm old, dude.
I get
but I'm not like some like guy drinking frappe lattes at Starbucks. I don't even go there. I hate that place. Teresa Krupa, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Philly, I want a shirt for my hubby, but shipping is crazy. Help a sister out. A fly goes fly. I'll tell you what. Email me, yophilly500@yahoo.com, and we'll discuss it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely will. But thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. Shakedown's back, baby. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Robert says, my Apple product was working when everyone's computer was down a few days ago. That's a good point. My Apple products were working too. I haven't really had any problems with Apple. It's just the screen just is bad, and I don't know why.
Yeah, the same screen that's probably on every other computer, but because it's Apple, they're going to charge, a mortgage for it. And
hey, listen, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I got a black line going down the middle of it, and then there's a black spot that shakes around like this on the bottom. I can't even read text. I have to move the whole screen over. Back to football, boys. Yes, we're nerding out here. We can't nerd out. Joey wants me to side of this and build this. I'm going to build Kit from the show. You never watched Kit, did you?
You're acting like it's like the hot. You're acting like it's. That's what my dad. That's what my father says. He's like, oh, how about those Apple products? I'm like, what's with you old people and these Apple? Like, just the first thing you think about is Apple. I don't get it.
It just works. I just turn it on and it works. Return of Zeke Elliott will be the key to the Cowboys season. If Marcus, let me tell you something. If the key to Dallas' season is Zeke Elliott, you're done. Because that old man is done. He's shot. He isn't what he was a few years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Not the same.
500, any news on our linebacker that got closed by it? Yeah, whatever happened? Did he get cut?
I had to hear it. No, I don't think so.
I don't know, but that was fun. That was funny. If the Cowboys are backup running back is nasty, they have a shot. But if they don't get Dak a good running back there, I mean, I don't think that they have. If you look at any of the running backs on their team, none of them scare me. I think Dallas is a real problem at the running back position. I wouldn't be surprised if they go sign like a Dalvin Cook or something, because they desperately need a running back.
I thought Cook signed with somebody. Didn't he sign with somebody? I thought maybe he is a free agent. Maybe you're right.
Yeah. Check your email. Sent you 500 Mafia pictures. All right, I will check them out. I don't know. He must have saw me swear myself in. Logan Motorsport says, "Hey, Philly 500, will you go to Dallas for a game because Mark said that you're scared?" Mark can't say that I'm scared after he's already been scared and chickened out of doing something that I was going to do. So whether I go to Dallas or not has nothing to do with Mark. Mark has lost the high ground in this whole thing. You can't back out and say, oh, I'm going to chicken out of doing this, I'm not doing this, and then blame me for being scared when he was the one that did it. I shouldn't have to bow to Mark's every whim. Mark had his chance. Start Ringo. He was great in Georgia. Remember his interception touchdown against Alabama National Championship? Last year as a rookie, he had one interception, clinch with the win versus the Giants a lot. I like Ringo a lot. I just don't know how you get him on the field, because you got Slay and Bradbury, you have Isaiah Rodgers, and Quinyon Mitchell. So unless you're willing to get rid of Slay and Bradbury, I don't know that he sees the field as a starter this year.
No, I mean, there's way too many bodies. There's too much there's way too much in front of him. But you have to make sure he's still on this roster, though. And keeping Bradbury is going to affect one guy in that secondary that's going to go somewhere else, and it's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I like Ringo. That's the whole thing.
yes.
It's like that's why it's such a fascinating position, camp battle. Because what are you going to do with those outside corners? I mean, you got a lot of good corners. I don't think you can keep all these guys. Like if you look at like Avonte Maddox, like let's say the battle between DeJean and Avonte Maddox in the slot are close. If it's even close, you got to go with the younger guy, right? What about like Eli Ricks? I mean, I want Eli Ricks to stay. I don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to do it, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you sign Isaiah Rodgers, early last year as this guy has 3 years in front of 3 years of experience in the NFL in front of a lot of these corners right now. So he's automatically an upgrade as technically a starting cornerback, and he could play. And he's very vocal on social media. He says he's not going anywhere. Like his purpose is to make this team and possibly start. And if they get rid of Bradbury, what happens, Philly? I mean, you think Isaiah Rodgers?
Well, I think Isaiah Rodgers would be I think Isaiah Rodgers would be the next man up, based upon if you base it upon the spring and everything we've heard about him. He has to be. He's probably had the most impressive spring out of any player on the whole team. So I think Isaiah Rodgers would be first up, man up. I mean, Eagles land said, stop with Bradbury. Bradbury has no business in the Eagle unit anymore. He needs to go. And he will go. We talked about this earlier. I think Bradbury gets traded. But then Isaiah Rodgers is going to step right in. And then you still have Quinyon Mitchell and Ringo. So those guys are looking like they're going to be backing up, which I would say, I would like to see. If it was me, I'd put DeJean at safety. I'd put Isaiah Rodgers in the slot. I'd put Quinyon Mitchell on the outside. And that's how I would roll. Yeah. But they don't want to do that. Umbrella Man, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, bought 2 tickets for Jacksonville Kelly Green game. Yeah, that's going to be a great game with the Kelly Green, Doug Peterson in town. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That'll be a really good game. What is that? Sunday Night Football too, I think. I think that's Sunday Night Football.
Week 7 or 8. I forgot what week it is.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. VJ says, Ringo was a steal in the 4th. We need to trade Dingleberry and cut Maddox and move him into safety so we can keep Ringo. I mean, I don't think Ringo's going anywhere. Like to me, the future outside corner is going to be Ringo and Quinyon Mitchell. I think those are your future outside corners. Because I don't know how long Isaiah Rodgers stays. I mean, he's only got a 1-year deal.
And plus Maddox is here and he was a late, so, they released him. They could have saved more money post-June releasing him, but they decided to release him, go out, find a team. He didn't find a team. He came back. So we know during OTAs and minicamp, he played inside and he played safety as well. So I don't think Maddox has promised really anything. I mean, really Josh Job too. And McPherson got hurt. You lost 2 nickel guys last year and then we had to really rotate nickel corners all year. You can't do that. I mean, you lost 2 to the same position, which really hurt us. So can Maddox stay healthy and play well? I mean, it's going to be a whole nother question of what they think where they're going to put him, if he's even going to start at this point. But
right. Yeah. In Flight David Super Chickens, based on playing the NFL college experience, rank Eagles defensive backs. Based on playing NFL college, what does he mean? David Super Chat. I mean, how would I rank the Eagles defensive backs? I don't know what any of those games say. Is that's what he's talking about?
Yeah, I don't know how you do
that. Slay one. Slay one. Then you have to go. I'm going to go Rodgers 2. I'm not going to put Bradbury in it because I think he's going to go. So I would say Rodgers 2, Mitchell 3, Ringo 4. Those would be my outside corner rankings. But, you can make an argument Ringo over Quinyon, too, because he's actually played. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. You know what? I'll tell you what's going to also be interesting is what about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis' second year? Those guys, it is so important for those guys to to be good. I mean, to me, that whole defense is riding on those two guys being first-round picks, man. I'm really curious to see how Jordan Davis and Carter look early on in camp, dude. I'll be watching them very closely.
The D-line makes me nervous a little bit. Like I said, this is like the first year where this is probably the first year we're all saying to ourselves, man, like we're not saying, oh man, the Eagles defensive line has so much, the big rotation, and like we're not saying that this year. Like they put a lot of assets into their secondary this year. Like I'm not a fan of the edge rusher like Bryce Huff. I think he's gonna have a great season. I think he can have a 10-sack season. Josh Sweat contract year needs to really push himself this year, should play well. Defensive tackle depth isn't really that great. Like Maro Jomo flashed at the end of last year. Milton Williams, getting better contract year for him. So there's the Eagles that put a lot of just a lot of faith into a lot of uncertainty on that edge rusher position because Jalix Hunt's a 3rd-round pick. We're hoping that he just explodes out of nowhere. Why Fangio likes him so much. And Nolan Smith, it's not his fault, but what did he do last year? They didn't play him enough last year. Got some reps at the end of the year when everything was falling apart, but when it's bad coaching behind it, how do you, as a coaching staff, how do you analyze your roster coming out of a bad year like that when you don't have no idea what you're doing? Like and
to be honest, that's one of the things I don't want them to do and make a mistake with Quinyon Mitchell and with DeJean. That's why I want those guys to play so bad, because Nolan Smith's going his 2nd year and we have no idea. If he would have played a lot last year, let's say he has 5-6 sacks.
Yeah.
I'd feel way better about his situation than I do right now, But to me, those edge rushers are going to be questioned. We're just got to see how they play. But I need Jordan Davis. I need Jalen Carter to play like first-round picks. If those two guys are getting a push up the middle, if those guys are wreaking havoc, I think the edge rushers will have a lot easier time. Yeah. To me, the key on defense is Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. They are the key to this defense as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Davis as well. Like, all we've been hearing this offseason was, Jordan Davis in a lot of shape. He looks great. I mean, he looks more lean. We've seen pictures of him. We've seen that he's not, he's more lean now. I don't think he's lost too much weight. I think he's just replaced a lot of fat with some muscle and getting his motor a little bit better, not running out of gas so much. And I'm not really worried about Jalen Carter that much. I just feel like it might be an all-pro year for him this year. So I think I definitely agree that those two really have to make a big push, because you're losing a lot of edge rushers next year. And if Jordan Davis doesn't pan out and Jalen Carter don't pan out, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a total mess.
Yeah. Josh Sweat is going to be a guy that's got to rebound. I mean, he had that 10-year sack, 10 plus sacks. And then I thought he faded last year. I want to see, he changed his number to 19 this year, which I hate, but it is what it is. But he has to be, in my opinion, you need Josh Sweat to be a 10-plus guy. We're going to see how the whole Hassan Reddick thing is going to pan out, man. Oh, yeah. I can't say that I liked it. I can't say that I liked it.
I agree with what you said on, here's the thing. Like, if Nolan Smith did produce 5 sacks last year, whatever, 4 to 6 sacks, whatever, I would have felt a little bit more comfortable with that Hassan Reddick trade. It was just so surprising. But the flip of the coin on Hassan Reddick is you've talked about is that he's a streaky player, and one month he'll give you 6 sacks, another month he'll give you nothing. And his pass coverage is horrible. So he really doesn't fit this defense at all. But that's why this team sucks, because now we have to get rid of players to fit more of not what you have, but more of scheme fits. And then what if this doesn't work? What if Fangio fails? Then if they want to go back to an aggressive defense, then what you have for the other defense is still on this roster. It's a mixed match of feeling, just a mixed bag of feelings.
It's why I don't like the idea that you just come in and you say, okay, this is the defense system I'm running, and then you just run it, and you don't look at what you have. What I want to see is a coach come in and say, this is what I like to do, but this is the players I got, so this is what I have to do. And then adjust your game plan and your defense to the talent you have. You don't throw away a guy with double-digit sacks 4 years in a row. I just don't do it. I wouldn't have done it. I don't think there was a need to do it. And I want to see if he holds out with the Jets. He might hold out with the Jets, but I tell you what, if he was still an Eagle, I don't know that he holds out with the Eagles. He has no loyalty to the Jets. So it's a lot easier to hold out for a new team than a team that you've been to war with.
But
We'll see.
But have you ever seen that though? Like a team that aggressively trades for a player that they really need, and then the player holds out in the offseason. Like there's no contract that's already ready for him to sign. I mean, videos of him going to the Jets complex and meeting the players and being happy to be there, and then doesn't show up, and then he's cosplaying in Japan. Like, what are you doing, bro?
The coach said he didn't even talk to him.
No.
The coach hasn't even talked to him. Yeah, it's crazy. War of David Super Chat, my man. He goes, everybody is doubting us. Then once we start winning, they will say how good a roster we have. But I love the doubt. I love the underdog. Yeah, you got to love the underdog role. I agree. Like I said, I think this is a 12 to 14 win team. But I think a lot of people are. I saw a prediction thing before I came on. They had the Eagles winning the division 10-7. I think that Dallas was like, I forget. Dallas had eight wins. I think Washington had 7. It was something like that. I don't think the Eagles were losing 7 games. I'm sorry. You know, especially if they just play that offense to their talent, they should score 30 points a game. There's no reason why they shouldn't score 30 points a game. None.
No, I mean, even what made things even worse last year was after that 49ers loss, what did I say in the Philly Shakedown after that game? I said the Eagles have time. Like the time is on their side to fix things. You clinch a playoff berth, okay? You have all this time to do well in the playoffs, and they totally, they crap the bed. So Nick, I've been like very like, wow, like why did you do this? Like, we don't want to remember these years. This is supposed to be our golden years of this team, having 2 number 1 receivers, having a mobile quarterback in Jalen Hurts. That's just had a really pathetic year last year. And where he was pushed from a coaching staff standpoint was horrible. Nobody listening to him, nothing around Nick. I put a lot of this into Nick Sirianni, man. And it's horrible. Hopefully big changes. Hopefully.
I mean, hopefully. And, everybody talks about, well, you got a new system, a new offense. How long is it going to take to get them going? It shouldn't take them long if they use Barkley early. Use Saquon Barkley early and often in the season to get going, to get comfortable. You'll be fine. Saquon Barkley needs to be early on in the season especially. He needs to be used. I predict right now, Barkley, first game, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's going to have a monster year. Saquon Barkley has never played on an offense like this. Never with the offensive line like this. Never with a quarterback like this. Never with receivers or tight end like this. He's never had it. So if you use Barkley early and often, it'll get your offense into a rhythm, and it'll also allow Jalen Hurts and everybody to adjust to the new things that they're going to be doing on offense. And then as you get 4 or 5 games into it, I think you'll see more, everybody else contribute. But early and often, I'm going Barkley. I'm going to lean on Barkley early in this year. It's just me.
Yeah, because Kellen Moore's he doesn't ignore positions. Kellen Moore is going to take out every strand of talent from nothing will be wasted on the field. That's what I'm going to say. And with Saquon Barkley, he's going to be a receiving back. He's going to get these running backs to catch the ball in the backfield and do whatever. But how many times did we check down to a running back last year? Right. Barely. Like, second and short, third and short, we're throwing 70-yard bombs downfield. That's what we would rather do. Right. So I think the group is great, and I think they have to start with Barkley early. And just think about it, Saquon Barkley just being in the backfield, like it's going to put another defender in the box. Whether it's play action or whatever, it's going to create a big play for somebody else. If it's not going to Barkley, it's going to be a huge play for one of these receivers or whoever. So Barkley gets a lot of attention just being in the backfield, not necessarily even getting the ball. So it's going to be fun, man.
Yeah. Marcus Blackman Sr. says Zeke Elliott's better than Saquon Barkley. Come on, you don't even believe that. You don't even believe that. The only thing Zeke is better at is donut eating contests. That's about it. Zeke is shot, dude. That's why I think Dallas could actually finish at third. Like, I actually think it's going to be Eagles first. I think Washington's going to come in second and Dallas third, because I think Dallas is on the way out. Unless they get themselves a running game, they're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's your biggest flaw with this team headed into the season? Head coach.
Coaching.
I think the head coach is a giant question mark on how much he's going to interfere. If you were talking about other question marks, I think you got to look at the linebacker. I like Devin White. I think he's going to be good, but I really don't know what to expect from Nakobe Dean at all. Zach Bond already seems like he's been penciled in as a starter. I think Trotter's a rookie. You know, how long is it going to take for him to get going? So I think the linebacker is an issue. I think there's also an issue with the edge rusher, because potentially the edge rusher could be not a problem, but we just don't know yet. So going into camp, I think it's like a giant question mark.
Yeah, I totally agree. Edge rusher is definitely a big question mark, and giving up your best rusher, your best pass rusher the last couple of years, so I get it, so I think there's, we're freaking out now a little bit, but once they get the full pads on, I get it.
Well, no, I'm not freaking. I'm just,
no, I know.
I'm just like, I wonder. And I'll say on the offensive side of the ball, to me, the big question mark is who's your backup running back? To me, after Saquon Barkley, the drop-off from Barkley to Gainwell and this Will Shipley is dramatic. It's dramatic. Like, you could use another running back, in my opinion, as a backup. That would be like somebody that would be in between Gainwell and Barkley. I think that is a question mark. I think the third wide receiver is going to be a question mark. And I think this backup tight end, I think you don't have depth. So depth at running back, receiver, and tight end are all possible issues.
Tight end is probably the worst, because Dallas Goedert gets hurt last year, and then you ignore the position. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just completely ignore it. So then you lose Jack Stahl. Grant Calcaterra just can't stay healthy. It's always a shoulder, a concussion that keeps him out for 2 weeks, something else like that. CJ Usama that you signed from the Jets at 31 years old. He hasn't played well really since a few years ago when he was on the Bengals. He didn't really do much. I think he was hurt last year. I mean, there's really... Dallas Goedert's got to stay healthy. He's always missing 4 to 6 games. And I think they have him, he's 28 years old now. They have him until when he turns 30, they have him throughout his contract when he turns 30, I think. And I think that's his last year in Philadelphia. So I think tight end.
He's 29. I think he's 29.
I thought he was 28.
He might be 28.
So I think even tight end is definitely going to be Albert we were excited about. They didn't use him. They barely did anything with him. We know he's got talent, but they just never did anything with him. So hopefully after they re-sign him for this year, they get him involved a little bit more, because tight end could be a big proposition next year. It might be a move that they make.
I think it's going to be an early pick next year, tight end.
Might be.
I do. Davey says 500. Don't panic yet, bro. Let's see how our edges perform first. Calm down.
Calm down.
I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking at all. We're not panicking. I'm just saying it's a wait and see. I think it's fair to say a wait and see. But I'm not panicking. I think they got a lot of upside there. So we just have to wait and see. Michael Fox says, who do you want as starting at our wide receiver 3 in your opinion? And do you believe this Gainwell's last season? I believe it is Gainwell's last season as an Eagle, yes. And I want Anaya Smith. I want Anaya Smith to win that third wide receiver spot. I think that he's a very interesting player, because he's really good yards after the catch. Now, I think the slot fits him well. And I think that there's a lot of plays to be made for him. Look, I don't dislike Paris Campbell and stuff, or John Ross, but they've really never done anything consistent. So Anaya Smith being a rookie, if he could come in and be a real good contributor and third wide receiver, that would be huge for us. So that's who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, I think Anaya Smith is definitely has a huge chance to win the job. Like I said, I'm excited for the story of John Ross to see like what happens and how they're going to use him. And to see what he's got, to see that speed, like not just in activity drills, but actually see this thing in action. So those are the two guys I'm really excited about at wide receiver, and obviously Britton Covey as well, and maybe giving him a chance. I don't think he'll be a full-time wide receiver, but we'll see how that goes. But
yeah, exactly. Rico says, "Are we going to sign Simmons this week?" I don't know about this week, but we'll see. I think that's one of those moves. Watch, I say this and he sign him tomorrow, but I think that's one of those moves that come after like a week or two of practice.
Yeah,
and you're not seeing you're looking for something, but you're not getting it. You know what I mean? So it's like, boom. You know what I mean? Then I can see it happening.
Right.
Dre Diesel, man, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. You're too kind. Thank you. So to me, the biggest position I'm wasting is who plays next to White at middle linebacker. Dean, Bond, Burks, Trotter. There's no way to tell who you think. I'm saying Burks, but Trotter is the ultimate wild card. So my thoughts are, it looks like Bond is the guy. If you go by OTAs, you go by what Vic Fangio has said, and thank you for super chat. Bond has really been getting the reps with Devin White. So I think he gets first chance, and then I think they're going to give Dean a chance. So I think Bond gets first crack at it. Dean, we'll see if he can stay healthy. But I will say this. I truly believe if Trotter Jr. gets a chance, he's not relenting. So if he starts a game, it's over. He's not relenting that position. I think Trotter is going to be the guy eventually, but I don't think he'll get the first crack. He's going to have to work his way up in the depth chart. So he's somebody you see maybe later in the year. But I don't know. That's my opinion.
I wonder with Trotter Jr., like I know in college, playing under his father's name is not a big deal. Playing in the NFL under his father's name, I wonder if he has – if maybe that doesn't bother him going into camp, if he thinks he has to really prove himself, which he knows he does, but I wonder if he's ever affected mentally by having to live up to something. And I hope that's not the case, because I want him to be his own player, his own person going into camp. So I'm definitely rooting for him, no doubt. I think when he gets his opportunity, hopefully he thrives, but Zach Bond obviously has been the one that's talked about the most. And yes, we're not in full pads until Wednesday. So Zach Bond between OTAs and minicamp, he's pretty much been the guy next to Devin White, pretty much. So
pretty much, yeah. Smoke Lesbian, thank you for super chat. I'm just excited for Isaiah Rodgers. Yeah, I'm super excited about Isaiah Rodgers. I think that was such a steal, and everything we've seen from him athletically, the things he's done on the field, he looks like the real deal, man. I think it was a great move. I agree with you. I'm very excited to see him. I can't wait, man.
And a lot of Isaiah Rodgers, the only team that was interested in him while he was suspended or when he was going to get suspended for the gambling, the Eagles were the only team that was after him that want to sign him. So he's got a chip on his shoulder like crazy going to this program. Yeah. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just Joshua. You're Zen in the off season. I guess that's thanks. What does Zen mean? Like I'm chill in the off season. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, chill is about to end. Week 1, when that Friday kickoff happens, then forget there's no more chill. I'm flipping out. I'll be pacing and yelling and screaming. Diehard Billy Davis super changes. The third wide receiver is the 5th option. Yeah, it is. It is the 5th option. I agree with you. And I think that's what the Eagles are looking at it. But simply from a battle at the wide receiver position, I look at it like this. John Ross, tremendous speed. We know that everybody thought he was going to be more than what he's done. He hasn't done anything, though. He's retired. Maybe this is the spot for him. Maybe he's ready to go. I don't know. Paris Campbell had one good year in the Colt with Indy, but he's really done nothing else. Anaya Smith, a lot of people thought was a huge sleeper. And I just look at him and I go, wow, he doesn't really have to beat that much out. How hard is it going to be for Anaya Smith to beat out John Ross? to beat out Paris Campbell. I think he could do it. And if you look at his skill set, especially with his yak, I think he may be the better complement fit to Brown and Devontae Smith. But yeah, you're right in terms of he is the fifth. It is a fifth option. You got Brown, Devontae, 1, 2. You have what? Saquon, 3, and then you have Goddard, 4. I agree. If you see it in that order.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I agree with that. And I think that's how the Eagles are looking at it. That said, I still want a capable slot wide receiver. Pick in 6s. I like the motivation John Ross has with his son and has something. Yeah, I do too. Listen, if John Ross and Campbell and they all come out and they all play fantastic, that's better for us. It's better for us.
And I think being the 9th overall pick and then like just getting injury problems, going to 2 other teams, some guys take it as a challenge. Some guys take it as they're falling off. Maybe they feel a little embarrassed that they couldn't live up to where they were drafted. And that really just messed them up a little bit. So his son saying that, you probably shouldn't, making him realize that he shouldn't have retired was, and coming back. And I mean, I never liked the Devontae Parker signing. I hated it. I didn't like it. It was just like, okay, they get a vet. Cheap. It was a cheap deal, and with the Patriots paid most of it anyway. It was like $1.1 million for us to even pay him. So, but I actually feel good about. I actually feel like we got a better player, to be honest with you, and hopefully we see that go in the training camp.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Harold says it'll be tough for a rookie. Eagles probably go with Ross. It's always tougher for a rookie, but I really think that the wide receiver position, if you have to look at one position for a rookie to actually like get playing time and win a spot, I think that third wide receiver spot is the easiest place to jump. That or did Cooper DeJean jump in Avonte Maddox? You look at like a guy like Quinyon Mitchell. Look at the amount of talent in front of him. It's going to be a lot harder to get up the depth charts. You know what I'm saying?
Even with Anaya Smith, there's going to be so much attention with everybody around this roster. He'll be the less likely that people are going to give so much attention to, which he could take advantage of that situation. And if you could beat those one-on-ones and they use some route combination, it could work out so well. So we're going to see how that plays out.
We'll see. The camp starts. Well, they report tomorrow. Camp really starts on Wednesday, first practice. I know you'll be covering it during the day. I'll be covering it during the day. It's about to get really, really busy and crazy. And you know what, dude? I love it. And then you got Tulsa Kings coming out in a couple months. I'm ready to go, dude. Perfect timing. Can't wait.
You're so excited.
I mean, I am. I'm so – because there's nothing I like to watch on TV. There's just nothing. I watch Skinwalker Ranch, but that's like reality like crap. I like just a good show. No, that's the only thing I have to watch. So, but yeah, man. So, anything else before we get out of here? We're over an hour. Camp's reporting tomorrow. It's going to be busy. I don't want to keep you too long. We got to rest up.
Oh, we're good. So we have a announcement. I've already put if you guys can see the trailer I put out. Oh, cover this quick.
Oh, whoops! I hit the wrong thing. Okay, 500 Joy. What do you take on Sunday ticket losses? They said the NFL owes $4.7 billion damages. NFL's probably peeling. Yeah, I don't know, but they should owe me money because I've had Sunday ticket every year. It was available with DirecTV, literally every ticket. So hopefully, Eagles Army Down Under. Thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, Philly Shakes. Good to have you back. Thank you so much. We all know third wide receiver is the last option, but we need a capable player to make the plays when his number is called and not drop it like Watkins. He killed us. Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. Totally agree with you. Totally agree, Eagles Army Down Under. And thank you for super chat.
By the way, Sunday ticket is, for me, if you're just buying a subscription of it, it's $450. $450 for Sunday ticket. And they do this thing where they say, oh, well, you can get YouTube TV for, if you get YouTube TV subscription, it's $50 off. But it's like, okay, you're paying YouTube TV $60 a month until the season starts. So in reality, it makes no sense. You're paying more that way. So
It's expensive.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I just pay it. What the hell? I've been buying direct tickets since 90 something. When I was living in Jersey, I had it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if they have to pay people a lot of money back, I hope I get some of that.
So me and Philly, if you guys didn't see the trailer put out like a few days ago, we have a new line of merch coming out that me and Philly have been working really, really hard on all summer. I'm calling it myself the redemption line because I just felt like it just sounds right for the season that's coming up. So we have a merch coming out on the 30th of July. Now, we might not do the Shakedown this Saturday. We're going to switch the Shakedown to Monday, the 29th. This way, we're actually going to unveil all the merch to you guys. We're going to show you some pictures of some of the merch coming out the next day. And, we're going to unveil all that. So,
so look for that for sure. No doubt about it. Rufus Wallace, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, fellas, good evening. Can you let these Dallas fans know their D will be ass as well as their season? Fly, baby. Welcome back. Let's go. Yeah, they're going to stink. Let me tell you, Dallas is going to be in disarray this year. No running game. Offense is going to be one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is going to get shredded like a wet paper bag. And I think Dallas is going to be it's going to be the last hurrah, and it's not going to go well for them. I got them finishing in third in the NFC. Thank you so much.
I mean, Washington sooner or later is going to get better. I mean, they're going to get better once they have a quarterback. I think they're going to be set.
I like their quarterback. I just think he needs time, but it's going to be interesting. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I can't wait to that week 1 preseason game. You know, it'll be week 1 preseason game. It'll be like 2 minutes in the game, and it'll be like, all right, I'm ready for the regular season.
Yeah, I know. That's how it is. That's how it is.
But I'm dying for that game, so it'll be fun. But with that, guys, I guess we'll get out of here. We got a lot of stuff coming. It's going to be kind of crazy as the season gets underway. Players report tomorrow, and with that said, anything else, man, before we get out of here?
Let's hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day today, and
enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's good to be back. And with that said, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking